Hello everybody, thank you for checking out the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Today's topic is inflation. What is inflation and how does it work? When we look it up online, it says inflation is a measure of the rate of rising prices of goods and services in an economy. So what that means is inflation is the increase of prices over time. Now, there are normally three different types of inflation. You have demand pull inflation, cost push inflation, and built in inflation. Demand pull inflation is when demand for goods and services exceeds production capacity. Cost push inflation is when production costs increase prices. Built in inflation is when prices rise, wages rise too, in order to maintain living costs. So these are the different types of inflation, and I think we have two inflations going on right now. We have demand pull and we have cost push, and you can see that in the chart because inflation has risen a lot in recent years. Normally, inflation is around 2%, but currently we're at 8.3% right now. For the year 2022, we're at 8.3 inflation. Normally, we're at 2%. When we look back 10 years, according to the chart, back in 2012, we were at 1.7. And then it kind of decreases and then comes back up again and then decreases a little bit. When we get to 2020, we had a big global recession. Well, not global recession, but we had a kind of temporary recession when we had the COVID-19 going on, because COVID-19 kind of changed everything, right? Back in 2019, we had a lot of stimulus money. That the government was giving out. It kind of caused the demand pull inflation. The demand pull inflation was caused by the stimulus money because there was a lot more money and that stimulated the economy out there, and people were buying all kind of things left and right. Everybody was buying stuff, so that pushed demand for goods forward. When they did that, when we get the stimulus money, it pushed demand forward, and now we're kind of dealing with the cost push because of the COVID-19. As you know, a lot of stuff was shut down, especially in China, right? China took a big hit. China is still going through their COVID-19 fears. Unlike America, we kind of calmed down a little bit, but China is still going strong with the COVID-19 as far as their protocols, and they're shutting down productions and stuff like that as soon as they kind of get a whiff of COVID going on. So we get a lot of our goods from China. A lot of stuff is made in China. So when China does that, there's not a lot of production going on, so the cost of stuff increases. And that cost is going on to the consumer, which is going on to us. And that's why we have that cost push inflation. So we really got two inflations going on right now. And that's why the inflation rate has raised so dramatically over the last 2 years. As you can see, we've made a big jump. And obviously, when you're going out in the world, you can kind of see how goods and stuff has changed, how prices of things have increased in a dramatic way. We're going through a really big increase cycle, a really big inflation cycle going on right now. And the Fed government, they think that it is way too high. So what they're doing is increasing interest rates. They're increasing interest rates to hopefully take inflation lower, because inflation is too high. We're going to go over interest rates in a separate video. That's probably going to be the next video. I'll give you guys a detailed video about what interest rates is and how the Fed is using this to decrease inflation. But interest rates is a big thing. Interest rates is what they're going to try to use to try to decrease inflation, because going back to our chart, inflation is way too high according to historical values. It is way too high at 8.3, way too high, guys. So this is what inflation is. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys have any suggestions or any comments, please leave them below. I really appreciate you guys for checking out the video. If you can like, share, and subscribe, it will really help me a lot. Comment with any suggestions that you may have. Once again, this is a new channel. We're kind of working through the kinks. I'm kind of learning as I go. So I appreciate you guys' patience. Thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate it. You guys have a nice day. All right. Bye-bye.